science,
Meeting is being recorded. Sorry about it.
engineering, and math. My hobbies, I play basketball, chess. I play not lots of video games. I used to play soccer.
Mm.
But overall, I'd say I'm a person that plays lots of sports. I'm really energetic and active um sometimes. And then what I'd want to be in the future, I'd say something in the engineering or financial field for now. I'm not too specific on where I'd want to be, but those are like the two main paths I'm thinking of going to. Thank you.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you, to be. Thank you so much. All right. The next on my screen, I'll just use people next on my screen. Okay. Labiba, you're next on my screen. Introduce yourself. Um,
Um, hello.
before hello, Labiba. Sorry, just hold on.
Sorry.
Please, parents in the house, if you don't mind, please. Whenever they say something, just give them a like emoji, a love emoji. You can clap your hands, whatever it is that you want to say. All right. Okay, Labiba, sorry about that. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Labiba Matsani. I was born here in Edmonton, Alberta, but my parents are from like the Yoruba tribe. I'm currently in grade 10. I go to Paul Kane High School. Some of my hobbies include writing, reading, cooking, that type of stuff. And a job I'd like to do in the future is psychology.
Nice. I like that one. All right. Thank you so much, Abiba. Okay, Patrick, you're next on my screen. Unmute yourself. Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Afuri Patrick Folorunsho Mwago. I'm in grade 10 and I go to Austin O'Brien High School. I come from Delta State, Nigeria. I'm Urobo and Yoruba from both my parents. I enjoy playing football or soccer, and I would like to go professional if I could make it to that level.
Yes, I know that. That's Patrick. Thank you so much for introducing yourself. Okay, next on my screen, Ife. Go ahead, Ife.
My name is Ife Ashiru. I was born in Lagos and then I moved to Canada in 2018 December. I go to Harry Ainley. I'm in grade 10 and I think in the future I want to do interior design and then I want to go to the Olympics for track and field.
Yeah, she is awesome in that area. Thank you so much, Ife, for introducing yourself. And then over to you, Nimi. Please go ahead.
My name is Nimi Okusanya. I'm in grade 6. I'm from Ogun State, Nigeria, but I was born in Montreal. I go to Bishop David Motique School and I'm in grade 6. My hobbies are singing, dancing, painting, skateboarding, and sketching and playing volleyball. And when I grew up, I want to study medicine and become a doctor.
Yeah, you said that some weeks ago and still saying that. So that means you're going to be one. Congratulations. All right, let's get into our job for today. Thank you so much again to every of our panelists here. Thank you for saying yes. And thank you for coming. Okay, the first question I'm going to put today to us. But before then, hold on. Before then, I'm going to read some things out for our parents who are here. I saw a research by the University of Alberta and the African Center where they highlighted challenges faced by African immigrant families. And the challenges that it was grouped into three: cultural differences, in parenting styles and communication barriers. Parenting styles and communication barriers. And I'm hoping that today we'll be able to get some insights on why all of this is happening from our dear girls and boys on the panel. So we have questions for you. The topic is dear immigrant parents, the pressure we face, but we rarely talk about. So the first question, I'm going to go to whoever is first on my screen. What are some silent pressures that you face at school or with your friends that you wish your parents understood? I'm sure that there are parents here today who have some things to complain about their kids. All right. But sometimes when we complain, I think one of the things that you tell us, so you don't understand what I'm going through in school. You don't understand. My friends are going to laugh at me. You don't understand. So tell us the first question. What are some silent pressures you face at school or with your friends that you really wish that your parents understood? Go ahead. Labiba.
Some pressures I face mainly at school is kind of trying to relate with everyone and trying to make sure that my friends are happy and I'm not being like, oh, I can't do this or oh, I can't do this because my parents said so. It's kind of hard to talk about like because there's obviously stuff I can't do within my culture and within my religion that sometimes it makes me hard to with people at school and sometimes it's hard for me to talk about that with my parents because obviously that's the thing I should be doing. It's like my obligation in my religion that some things just they're boundaries. I had to keep them within myself, but it's hard to sometimes talk to my parents about that and how it's hard to talk to people at school and how it's hard to make new friends and try to expand my bubble and get out of my comfort zone. I think that's one of the main pressures I face just going into high school now, like in a fresh new school, new environment.
How hard is that normally? Like going into a new school, and a new environment.
It's kind of hard because I feel like at my type of school, there's not a lot of people that look like me and have the same, type of cultural background. So it was, I know a lot in elementary and not much in junior high, but elementary was really difficult for me to fit in because I wasn't like everyone else. And I think I struggled a lot with that at my identity that I wasn't everyone else. I was my own person. And I think now, as I'm getting older, of course, I've been getting used to my own identity and that there's nothing wrong with who I am. But sometimes it's still like a pressure in the back of my mind that I'm not going to be the same as everyone else and I won't have the same relations and I won't have the same type of things to talk to them about. Yeah.
That's so hard for me. I don't know. I don't know about any other person, but that just broke my heart right there. Okay. So this is real and this is true. Thank you so much for sharing, Abiba. Ife, you're next on my screen. Please go ahead.
Sorry, just one second.
Yeah, the same question. What are some silent pressures you face at school or with friends that you wish your parents understood?
Mostly just the stress of keeping up with like grades and school, without feeling like tired and burnt out all the time.
I agree. Because those grades need to be up. They need to be up. I agree. So thank you. Thank you for making it short. Do you want to say any other thing? No?
I know.
Okay. All right. Nimi, you're next on my screen.
Well, one thing is at school, it feels like we have to be good at everything, like grades, sports, and having friends and looking good and keeping up with the latest trends. But it's hard to if our parents they're restricting us to just things that they did as children and they're not letting us to do more modern things that people would do here instead of like what they did when they were kids.
Wow. 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 That's amazing. Patrick and Toby, I can't see you. Where are you? I want to spotlight you. Oh my God. What you just said now. At spotlight. Sorry, I'm just going to spotlight everybody. At spotlight. Okay. So that's okay for now. Does anyone want to say anything? Maybe in the chat. Why are we all quiet today? Is it just me that this is affecting or who else? Anyone saying anything in the chats? Loud and okay, no, that's not right. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Keeping up with the trends. Wow. Wow. All right, go ahead, Toby. You're next on my screen.
Um, some silent pressures that I've faced growing up in Canada recently would be trying to fit in and make new friends that can kind of relate to where you're coming from. Because nowadays there are different like racial stereotypes about
Yeah.
mostly like Black people. or towards other religions and cultural backgrounds where people make jokes about their religion and their skin color and other things like that. With the fitting in, pressure that kids feel is like fitting in with like different specific groups where it's like or finding what kind of groups have different or not different, rather same interests as you do. And sometimes it can be hard for people because we're trying, or for kids rather, because it's like balancing between our cultural, I guess, culture at home, and also trying to fit in outside our homes too. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Toby. Have you guys heard everybody said the word fit in? So when I call or just going to be hearing from some parents, it would be nice to know how, we can help. And I think that's the question I'm going to put back to all of you. How have you been fitting in? What has been easy for you guys? Yeah, living in 2 words. That's the truth. So, Patrick, you answer that first, and then I will ask you guys what are the things that you've been doing, that has helped you, not to cry, not to feel bad, to maybe like fit in and adjust properly. I'm just curious. I just want to know, what has been helping you guys so far. So keep that thought, and after Patrick is done, we can now answer that question. Please go ahead, Patrick.
Which question you want me to ask first? The one you just asked, or
Yes, I want to know the silent pressures that you face.
the silent pressures that I face? I guess just like balancing social life and academic stuff
Okay, that's good.
because I spend a lot of time doing schoolwork because I play soccer a lot, right? A lot of soccer. So I find it hard to like hang out with friends and go out and do like other things with people my own age other than outside of my soccer team. So that's really mainly it right now.
Okay, good. So I want you guys to answer that question. How have you been managing the word fitting all these years? Some of you are in grade 10 now, you started from grade 1. Some of you are in grade 6, grade 7. So how have you been managing this? Anyone? Anyone want to say anything? Feel free. Okay, I'm going to call names. Labiba, go. Tell us. Yeah.
The way I try to fit in school, I don't know if it's the
Yeah.
same for everyone, but I think sometimes I focus on my fashion a bit too much when I'm trying to fit in. Because there's a certain style that everyone always tries to follow. Trends come and go, as someone said in the chat. But uh, I think some of my fashion mainly and some of like my interests, they kind of alter depending on who I'm trying to talk with and what they'll relate with. So yeah, that's probably like the main thing I try to do when I'm fitting in at school.
Is that hard?
Oh, I mean, I feel like it's gone to a point where it hasn't been hard for me. I guess it's like part of my daily life that I have to like fit in with some people and fit in and not fit in with others. So I wouldn't say it's like hard necessarily, yeah.
Okay. Ife, what about you? Do you have anything to say about that? How have you been adjusting all these years? What worked for you?
I never really had to like fit in necessarily because I've always been confident, so I never really needed to like fit in.
Okay. Thank you, Ife. Thank you. Tobena, what about you?
Um, Fitting in when I came to Canada was pretty easy for me because I was able to find people that had similar interests as I did. There are
Mhm.
also other ways you can do it, like joining clubs, social groups, and meeting people that you think you might have similarities with.
Okay, I like that one. I like that. So where did you get the people that had the same interest with you?
Met them at school,
Mm.
mostly at school. And then I've also met some of them at some sports clubs that
Okay.
to,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Nimi, do you have anything to say about that? How you've been coping, or let me not use the word coping, but how you adjusted, or how you are, should I use the word managing? Maybe managing is not so good. You're muted.
It's not really that hard for me to fit in because the people in my school, we're all really just, we accept that everyone is different and that we all have our own unique style of doing things because we know that some people might be different or like they might just think in different ways. So there isn't really like a way that someone in our school was like meant to be. We just like accept people for what they are and who they
Yeah.
are.
That's so good. I love your school. I think you told us the name. We should send our kids to that school. All right, second question. How do cultural expectations from your home clash with what you experience outside? Should I jump that question? Next question? Or do you want to answer the question? Anybody? Anything at all? I'll call names. You know I'll call names. Go ahead, today.
Okay, so at home we are, I guess, taught to respect our elders. I guess speak when spoken to and treat others with um care and be obedient and responsible for the things we're doing or looking after. But outside um our houses, like school, for example, we are, I guess, forced to talk more and give, or rather, ask more questions and and also speak out like on our thoughts and ideas. So
Okay. I think I'd like to go to the next question now. Have you ever felt like you couldn't talk to your parents about something important? Why? You have the questions with you, right? Are you ready for this one? Okay, let's go with this one. I'll start from the last person. Nimi, have you ever felt you couldn't talk to your parents about something important, and why? You want someone to answer first?
Really sure.
You're not really sure? Okay. Let's go with Patrick. Patrick, let's go with you first. You're next.
Yeah, there's been, I want to say a lot, but there's been quite a few moments like that. And the reason why is just you're not really sure how they'll react, or you are sure how they react, and you don't want to deal with that. Or in my case, like you'll try to you'll be talking about something, and they'll turn it into a lecture, and you don't, and then suddenly you're being attacked for something that's not really your fault, or something that you were just sharing, and now you're talking now you have to sit through like a 5, 15, 10 minute lecture about this or that.
So I'm laughing because I'm that kind of parent. My son asked me some days ago, must you turn everything into a lecture? No, I don't want to, but it's important at that time to also give my views. Okay, thank you for saying that. I mean, like, that's so funny. We hear you. Does any parent have anything to say about that? You can just put it up on the chat anyway. And if you have questions, please feel very free to put it up on the chat or the Q&A session right there. All right. Yes, Ife, let's go with you. Ife, her answers are just straight and concise. All right, Ife, let's hear from you. Have you ever felt that you couldn't talk to your parents about something important? Why?
Yes, mostly because like they won't understand where I'm coming from because they're not like we're not the same age or just like it's not like they're my friend, like they're my elders, so they wouldn't understand like my perspective.
Mhm. Wow, these are concise answers. Very good, very good. Okay, so we're not in your generation, so you don't think we'll understand. Okay, oh, we hear. Oh. Olusha, yeah, but that's something. All right, Nimi, go ahead.
Well, it's mostly for my dad because I usually tell my mom lots of things but I don't know how to tell my dad. So my mom usually is the one that tells my dad important things.
Okay, that happens. That happens. All right. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, Labiba, what about you?
Sometimes I don't like talk to my parents about certain things because I feel like they have a lot already on their plate with like work and all that type of stuff. So I don't want to burden them with my like issues.
Oh, wow. So if you don't burden your parents, who then will you burden? Like you really need to tell them, right? Or you can call me if you want. Or you can even call or you say, yeah. I mean, like our phones, I can give you my phone. I mean, you have my phone number already. So, but yeah, thank you so much for sharing. Nimi, you want to say something else? No? Okay, so let's move to the next question. Parents, please, if you have anything to say, let me know so I don't keep moving from one question to the other, just in case you have any comments. All right. What kind of comments or reactions from your parents makes you feel judged instead of being supported? So tell us so that we'll know. For me, I want to know so that I won't, say that word in front of my sons anymore. Tobe, let's start with you.
Um,
You can start with Siam now. I tell you, I told you, I told you. Okay, let's go.
some comments that make kids feel judged. Would be like comments that compare other students or comparing themselves from when they were young to us now. Like comments like when I was your age or um you have it easy and other comments like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this like can build on lots of stress and sometimes it will make people feel weak too and bad about
Mm.
themselves.
Wow, wow. I agree. Sorry, just to let you know that, I mean, I think almost all of us do that when I was at your age. So don't think it's just your house alone, okay? I mean, our parents did that too. Our parents told us that too. I heard of a story or I saw a joke where, the father was always saying, when I was your age, I was having all A's in school. I was having all A's in school. And one day, they're just cleaning up and the child found the father's result. And it was all F's, all F's. I'm not saying that that's with your dad or your mom. I'm just saying. All right. So don't feel like it's only in your house. It happens. It happens in my house too. Okay. So thank you for letting us know that you feel pressured and judged and not supported at that time. All right. Ife, you're next. Don't give us concise answer this time. Just I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Well, my parents never said anything like that to me. In my case, like personally, my parents are always supportive, so I don't have any problems with that.
Oh, supporting parents. Thank you. Dad and Mom University. That's the reason they have Dad and Mom University. Don't you think so? Oh, yeah. Okay,
Mhm.
Labiba, please go ahead. The question again is, what kind of comments or reactions from parents make you feel judged instead of supported?
Uh, like when I'm getting like a grade that I feel proud of and I show it to like my parents and they're like, why wasn't it like 100? Why didn't you get, what happened to these 2 points?
I'm laughing because I do that too. You see? So you don't like it.
Yeah.
We will say, why not aim for the sky, above the sky, so you can fall on the stars, right? That's always what we say to you guys. Okay, okay. Now we know you don't like it. Good. All right. Patrick, please go ahead. What kind of comments or reaction from parents makes you feel judged and not supported?
When they act like I never listen, or like I'm doing something purposely to disrespect them, and it's like
Mm,
it's not, I'm not I'm just making a comment about how I feel in this moment. It's not against you or to disrespect you in any way. Really, it's just like I didn't like what you just said, or I don't understand why this rule is in place, and I want to understand why. Like sometimes you'll ask, why? And they'll be like, Z. And I'm like, really? That's not the answer to the question. But yeah.
Well, the first part of your paragraph, I don't do that, so so it's fine. Okay, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Good, 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 good. Thank you for letting us know. Nimi, do you have anything to say about that? No? Okay, all right, thank you. So let's talk about the kind of support that actually helps, because we've talked about some of the words that we say that don't help you guys. It doesn't support you. So let's talk about the kind of support that actually helps. So everyone here, tell us, what does support look like to you in real life? And I want you to please give examples. I'm so excited with the examples you've been giving because, like I said, some of them I do them. And some of them, my kids complain about them. Okay. So just tell us, what does support look like for you? Because we know that you really, really need it. So tell us, what does support look like for you? Before I call a name, I'm just going to read what I see here on the on the chat. Oh, Efosa says guilty as charged. Okay. It's all right. Okay, now someone says, I think it's Ajoke. Ajoke says, I think asking kids whether they like us to listen or would like advice is helpful as they grow older. Also, it's usually helpful to mull things over before providing advice when deemed necessary. Also, kids will sometimes share to test the waters or see how their parents will react. It's helpful when parents take a pause and try come out from there. I'm not saying that. I'm just going to do that so they can leave. And try to be neutral as possible, especially in the ways reactions are mirrored on their face. Also, regardless of age, it is helpful to know that kids will need support and connection. They don't necessarily age out of this need. So building moments of connection is intentional. Of connection in intentionality is key. Okay. Thank you, Ajoke. Really, really grateful for that. So tell us, what does support look like for you? Let's start with, I'll go from my left to my right, Labiba. What does support look like for you? Think of an example. Maybe with the one you used just now.
Sorry, can you come back to me? I think I need more time to think.
Okay, Ife, concise. Go ahead, Ife.
My parents usually come to like all of my games, all of my track meets, like all my events. So
She does that, and she makes us look at them all the time. Yeah, every time we have to watch and say something. Thank you, Olushaya. That's how I got to know Ife. I got to know Ife before, last Christmas where she read a verse for us. And thanks to your mom and your dad. All right, Tobina, you're next. What does support look like for you?
To me, support is listening without judgment, basically, and having a safe space to share about excitement, sadness, relieve tension,
Yeah.
without facing any judgments or having your parents say things that might affect how you feel in that moment. Um, this can be things like um,
Wait for it.
like small actions to show they care. Maybe like tutoring if you're struggling with something school related or
Oh, wow.
some kind of help that can guide you on where they want you to be, basically.
Wow. I like that. Tutoring, guiding you where you want to be. I like that one. And helping you too. My younger son is like that. He never does any exam without me sitting down. Say, no, you must sit with me and teach me. You must sit with me and go through these review questions with me. So I understand you. Thank you so much for sharing that to me. Patrick, let's go. The question, what does support look like to you?
I would say I feel like for me, it's giving me that space and autonomy to do it or work it out myself because I know they'll be there when I need help. My,
Mm.
my mother asks me day in, day out, like how my day went, if I need help, like if there's anything that if that I
Really,
need her,
Francis?
that
Really?
I need her to do. But sometimes it's helpful to, like, it helps when she just like lets me work it out myself. To take
Mm.
that time doing myself because eventually I will need to be doing it myself.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, I like that one. I think I've seen that on Instagram because I listen to a lot of parenting tips on Instagram. I think I've heard them say that before. Like just allow them do their thing and sometimes yeah, guide them, watch them, but allow them figure it out sometimes. So thank you, Patrick, for bringing that out. Who haven't said something about this? Nimi, what does support look like for you?
For me, support is when our parents actually listen to what we're saying without jumping in to fix everything right away. And sometimes you just need to talk to them, and we're not always asking for a solution. We're just asking for them to listen. And then when we're done, just telling them what happened, they could maybe help us to get through it.
Mhm. Wow, I like that. I like that. So listen, 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 listen. Listening is key. And that's what Ajika also talked about. Um, okay, I know that you guys go through stress in school. Before now, can I ask anyone wants to say something? You have any questions or you like to share? Anyone on the call? Okay, I see Latifa. Latifa says children should also, oh, sorry, Omar says children should also note that parents are not actually judging their kids. Most parents, listen, guys, I need you to please also read this. Yes, please go to the chat and look at what, also here, also from our point of view, okay? Most parents also felt that way while we were kids, but you tend to realize this as a grown-up that those actions helps to shape us. I like that. That's a real Nigerian mom talking. Maybe parents can adjust the ways the corrections are sometimes presented. So I definitely agree with this, definitely. And Latifa says, I feel it's important for us parents to bring ourselves down to our kids' level so as to undesirable them better. Okay, if you want to just please edit that so that we understand what you're saying. But thank you so much for sharing, Omar and Latifa. Okay, the next question is I know you guys go through a lot of stress in school, like we've talked about earlier. Okay. Tell us how we can help you handle that stress from school. For example, with your friends. I know when my kids were young, they used to say, oh, why is my hair not soft? Why is it not, how can I make my hair like that? My son asked me that question. How can I make my hair like that? And I told him, your hair can never be like that. So just love it the way it is. All right. And then also things like parties. Like we just want to hang out. You say you want to hang out, and you see them walking the streets, and sometimes in Sherwood Park, I live in Sherwood Park. Sometimes you see them 10 a.m., 11 a.m. at night. They're outside, in their cars. I know you guys are not there. We don't do that in this community, and that's the truth, even if some of you would really like to do that. But the stress, someone said that earlier, the stress of saying, I don't want to go, or I'm not allowed to go to a place like this. So, how can your parents help you handle that kind of stress? Also, identity struggles. One thing I've noticed is that the higher you go in class, grade 7, 8, 9, 10, you begin to not care anymore about the identity. But tell us, how can parents help you handle stress from school, your friendships, or identity struggles? Let's start from Nimi this time.
Okay, so when we're stressed, we don't want them to lecture us and teach us. We want them to help us to circulate ourselves and just calm down. And we just need someone to just tell us that everything is okay and they'll help us through it. And
Oh,
like even just hearing them like try to help you through it can make your bad day really, it can make you to feel very good.
wow. Wow, I like that. Okay. Don't lecture. Hey, let me start calling their names. Where are they? Stop lecturing. Oh, stop lecturing. Uju, Sasha, Dr. Ogale, Bola, Blessing, all of you, stop lecturing. They want you to support them. I'll stop lecturing too, even if I like to lecture. I mean, that's my job. Abi? All right, go ahead. Patrick, you're next on my screen. Please go ahead. The question is, how can parents help you handle stress from school, friendships, or identity struggles?
Advice is good, like personal experiences in that area.
Hmm.
I know there's something my mom likes to say, both my parents like to say is that there's nothing new under the sun, and this is like some of the stuff that I've gone through, they've gone through it too, and it's like so just that sharing of how they handled it, because sometimes
Hmm.
help.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you. I do that a lot. Thank you. Thank you. Personal experiences. This is how I went through it, and this is how I came out from it. I like that. Thank you. Toby, you're next. Yes,
A
being
way,
vulnerable.
a way
Sorry, go ahead.
parents can help us handle our stress from school and other outside activities can be trying to ask the right questions to get an answer out of us. So basically, like what I'm trying to say is ask questions that can, I guess, build a conversation from there,
Hmm.
basically.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Ife, what about you? How can parents help you handle stress from school, friendships, or identity? Oh, you say you don't struggle with that, but how can parents normally help? What do you think?
Um, this goes for like other people, but mostly just like if your child is trying to tell you something, you don't want to like start lecturing them or like trying to insert your own opinion about like something that has nothing to do with you and trying to make it like
Hmm.
about yourself.
I agree. I agree. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Labiba, next. How can your parents help you handle stress from school, friendships, or identity struggle?
Uh, by like making and creating like an open and safe environment for them to talk about their issues.
Hmm. What
And just
does open and safe environment mean? Sorry about that.
like you don't constantly feel like there's boundaries around you and what you can talk about with your family, that it's safe for you to talk about certain things that are hard for you to usually express yourself about.
Hmm. Hmm. I agree. Are you able to like break it down? Maybe something like my son comes to say, "Mom, can I tell you something?" And immediately I'm like, "Tell me what is it? What have you done? You know, what is it? Is this something like that? Give us an example of open and safe environment. Go ahead."
Like
Oh,
when your
okay.
child is trying to say that they're trying to tell you something, it shouldn't be immediately that you're trying to be like snappy about it, and you should let them have their time to express themselves. Just don't try to interrupt them when they're trying to say something. Let them finish what they're trying to say, and having this mindset that even though what they're saying might not agree with what your ideologies are, that they're
Hmm.
still important. Uh, because of course they're your child, you need to understand how they're feeling, and if even though there's differences, there should still be like a boundary of understanding how they're feeling.
Absolutely. That's so good. Thank you for saying that. Any other person wants to say something about that? Should I call names? Professor Virus, stop snapping. Okay, Mr. Jalili, they say you should stop snapping. Oh, stop snapping. Make sure you create an environment for children, for our kids to be able to express themselves to us. Okay, I'm just going to ask a very personal question here, if that's okay. Can you give an example of a time when your parent tried to help but missed the mark? Think about it. Is Patrick looking at his mom's face? Was there a time where your mom or your dad tried to help you, but they missed the mark? I could call my son here now if you would like to talk. Okay, who wants to go first? Labiba, I'll start with you. You're first on the screen, so.
I don't think I have like a direct example. I can try to make it a bit vague.
Okay, yes, good girl.
I think there was like a situation where I was trying to like express a concern about something I was having in school. And when, I don't know if it was my mom or dad, when they responded, I felt like they kind of had the opposite type of answer that I wanted to hear, I guess,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. I'm sure every parent here understands. Ife, you're next. Go ahead.
I never had that experience personally, so.
All right, thank you. Okay, Tobe, go ahead.
Um, uh, Something that my mom used to say a lot when I was like struggling with something school related would be, we're not here to make friends, we're here to succeed, or something in those lines like that. And she would also ask me things like, what do you need to do to improve in these parts? And I feel like sometimes um in those moments we don't need solutions immediately. Like we need, I guess, guidance on how we should get there instead of giving us immediate solutions.
Oh, wow. I like that one. Have anybody heard about that before? Instead of giving solutions, guide us on how to get there. That's good. I like that. Who haven't answered, but let me just read what I see on the chat. It says support, listening without judgment, providing opportunities for independence, loving children with knowledge. That is being proactive about and open to learning about parenting, being vulnerable with them, creating an open and safe environment. Just to let you know, guys, we have, okay, I'll talk about that later. All right, for Survivor says, what the kids and parents are saying is right. However, it would be useful to let children visit Nigeria occasionally to understand Nigerian culture and traditions better, and to understand that our behavior as parents is not meant to punish the kids, but to help them become better people. How many of you have heard that before? I'm talking about you guys, the panelists. Have you heard that before? You have? Yeah, it's and that's the truth. How many of you have been to Nigeria recently? Maybe not many. Our moms university say we listen, we don't judge. Okay, Auntie Yemi, thank you. All right. What would? Okay, well, I think we've done that. Okay, so the next segment will be. There are a lot of parents here, okay? And I want you to please just teach us or tell us from your point of view. But if I say teach us, some parents will be angry. Tell us from your point of view ways that you think we can truly connect with you, because I was just looking at some questions from the last Dear Parents, Dear Immigrant Parents, and that question really struck me. She said, I don't know how to connect with my son, and my husband is finding it extremely difficult. Yeah. It was sad. I'm not sure how old the boy is, but that's what was just written on the question. So what would you wish your parents did more often to bond with you? Because I mean, that's where connection begins from. So that's the question right there. What do you wish your parents did more often to bond with you? So even if your parents are already doing what they're doing, also tell us what they're doing that you like, that you would want other parents to emulate. All right, let's go. This time I start from Nimi. Nimi, Go ahead.
Maybe like they could spend time with us without it being about homework or chores or how we're doing in school. Just like hanging out with us or watching a movie, going for lunch, playing a game, a board game. Just like little things they could do throughout the day just to connect with us more.
Wow, that's so cool. How many of your parents have ever played a board game? They talked about, Nimi said board game. She said going out. A lot of you like to go out. Nimi, what do you like? McDonald's, or where do you really like to go out to? Okay, so parents on the chat, if you would like to please just write on the chat and tell us what are the things or what are the ways you connect with your children. Please help us, everyone on the chat. Please tell us what are the ways you connect with your children. All right, Patrick, you are next. What do you wish your parents did more often to bond with you?
Uh, like just sat and did something like toward my interest, I would say. Like this morning, just today, me and my dad and all my brothers were sitting and we were watching the highlights from like the last few Premier League games. And me and my dad were going back and forth about like different calls, how we would have done that or this on the field. And I was like, I really enjoyed that. So more of that, really, like just doing something that we both enjoy mutually.
Wow. Wow, thank you so much, Patrick. For those of you who are just coming in and who don't know Patrick, he is a soccer player. We're hoping that one day we'll be screaming, yeah, go, Patrick, go, Patrick, go, Patrick. That's our dream. But yes, thank you for sharing. So for those of you who your kids like soccer, please sit down with them and, enjoy soccer with them. All right, Tobe, you're next. Tell us, what do you wish your parents did more often to bond with you?
Something my mom has recently uh, done to, I guess, include everyone is like family spending time. Whether that's going out to eat or staying at home playing um charades or different board games that can really get the family involved. And yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that. So we have going out, which you've said and you may have said. We have board games too, and then we have watching, your interests together. Ife, what about you?
Mostly I like going out to eat with my family. We
Mm.
don't do it very often. I wish we did it more, but because we only do it on special occasions like birthdays, but I wish we did it more often.
Oh, Lucia, yeah, oh. Do it often. Do it often. Belusha has given us 5 things on as you write that. All right, thank you, Ife, for sharing. I've been calling your mom's name since she'll finish me after this meeting. Okay, Labiba, you are next. Go ahead.
I think my parents like relatively do well in this, but like just interacting with my hobbies and taking interest in them and doing them alongside me, talking to me about them, stuff like that.
Oh, that's so good. I like that. So their hobbies. Okay, thank you everyone for sharing. I will go now into the chat to read out what our parents are saying. All right. Okay, I think I read that one. Kind of difficult to read. Okay. Shit. Okay. All right. Okay, someone says, Sham says, do the panelists have questions about the point of view shared by perseverers? Do they relate with his opinion? I think they did because I asked them and they nodded, Sham. So yeah. Omo, I try to pick interest in what they're interested in. Asking them what the games they play are about, especially the online ones. Even create an account to play with them. Omo, how many of you have Roblox accounts? Instead, we try to make sure they don't play it instead of yeah. I want to say, how many hours are you gonna play up? Like, say, Mom, my friends are here, my friends are here. Go upstairs right now. Yeah, that's what some of us do, but we allow them once in a while. Yeah. Okay. Priska, oh, that's my big sis. She's here. She says we go to movies, we go to buffet, We play cards and playful conversations. We travel for vacations too. Oh, that's so great. And our mom's university says, I know their friends and I welcome them. We gist about the most random things. We laugh and do the most fun things together. We hang out and play together. I'm genuinely interested in their happiness and go out of my way to make them truly happy. And some parents will say, no, I can't go out of my way to make them happy. I have my life, they have their life. Not a good one. All right. In this economy, there's food at home. If that's for you right there. Okay. Elijah says travel, road, and air. Oh, that's so good. Praying together. Oh, I like that one. Discuss schoolwork. Oh, that's what Labiba was saying. And explain how we did things in our time, listening to old music. Oh, Labiba, do you like old music? You do? Oh, that's so sweet. Any other person here likes old music. I wish my kids like old music. They don't like old music. You do? Oh, that's so nice. All right. Thank you everyone for sharing. Okay. Do your parents invade? Do you think your parents invade your world sometimes? With all the things you've been asking, I don't think so. Do they invade your world? Anybody? No? No? Okay. We have really good kids here. I should go and bring some other kind of kids. All right. What small things could parents do to show they care about your interests? Okay, we've talked about that. Good. This is a major one. And I'm going to be truthful with you. My kids told me this 3 days ago, and I just told them, I said, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just showing you something that is good. And you will hear that soon. How do you feel when your parents compare you to the kids that you grew up with, or the ones in your neighborhood, or the ones in church, and all that? Hey, I wasn't comparing anybody. And guess what my son did to me? He said, Mommy, do you want me to compare you to someone now who is slimmer than you? And I'm like, what did you just say? Come on, don't you dare say that. I wasn't comparing. I was just saying, this is what that girl did, and she did it so well. How about we try to do it? I'm like, yes, your mom. How about you try to do this? It was, don't worry, it wasn't quarrel. No, that cannot happen here. It was, we had to laugh about it. Should I? Oh my God, it's just children. And Patrick is laughing because he knows them. He knows what they can do and what they can say. Yeah, those boys they're blessed boys. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's go with that. How do you feel when your parents compare you to other kids or how they grew up? Who wants to go first? Let's start with Patrick Umuago. Go ahead.
It's a little bit frustrating.
Okay. All
Like
right.
you'll just be sitting, you'll be enjoying. And what like I remember one time I was sitting down, and then my mom came to show me a video of one of my younger friends washing dishes, and she was like, "See, she's washing dishes for her parents. Why can't she?" And I was like, "Okay, it's not like I'm not gonna wash dishes, but now that you've shown me somebody else, like, what? How am I supposed to respond to that? Somebody's washing dishes, so I should go and wash dishes too. The sink is empty right now. Exactly what's the point of what you're saying right now is basically the thing. Like you're comparing me. So sometimes you're not comparing, but it feels like you're comparing, and it's like if you want that child so badly, go and adopt them. Then if if what I'm doing is not up to your standard, is not acceptable for you, so that you have to show me somebody else doing it, then switch me out, sub me out. I guess that's how it
Now let me
feels
tell you
sometimes.
guys, Patrick cannot say that to his mom. I am a witness. He cannot. He's gonna sleep outside. But I'm kidding. But Patrick is just saying what he's saying. Trust me, he can't say that to his mom. He can't say that to his mom. Yes, they don't like to be compared. Yes, he can't say that to his mom. Okay, yeah, but yeah, thank you, Patrick, for sharing that. Next will be Labiba. Labiba, let's hear from you.
I feel like I don't get compared like too often to other people. I feel like when it used to happen, it got me a bit frustrated, but I feel like nowadays I feel like they're just saying that for me to improve as a person, that there's stuff that I need to work on.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. Okay, Ife, go ahead.
Wait, what was the question?
How do you feel when your parents compare you to other kids or to how they grew up or anything at all?
My parents don't compare me to other kids.
Next time, remind me that you are from Mom University, okay? So that I'll say, okay, we don't. But yes, thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, go ahead, Tui.
Being compared to someone else, it feels like your parents are now trying to make you be like that other person and have the same expectations um uh they have as kids, and sometimes the comparisons can be from love, like they want us to be hardworking and strong and grateful, but sometimes other times apart from that it can be hurtful uh for them. At least for it can be hurtful for us because it feels like we aren't trying enough or doing enough to be as good as someone else.
Yeah, I heard that. I agree. They feel that. Okay, Nemi, what about you? Or have you said something? No? Go ahead. You don't have anything to say? No, okay. That's fine. That's okay. All right. I like how it's going. Um, okay, let me see this one. What's one thing you wish you could say to your parents, all Nigerian parents? Yeah. So I'm tweaking that question a bit. What's that one thing you wish you could say to your parents, all Nigerian parents? So we're going to do it in two ways. To your parents and to Nigerian parents, because I know sometimes you guys talk amongst yourselves, right? If you have Nigerian friends, maybe sometimes you just, hear them talk about uh, what's going on in their homes. I mean, sometimes I read my son's text message, sorry, because that was our agreement when I bought him a phone. I told him, I said, okay, before I buy you a phone, I'm going to be reading your text messages. Agree or not? Because tick, agree. I said, good. Number two, when you get home every day from school, you drop the phone in my room. Yes or no? Agreed. Tick. Then let's go buy you a phone. That's how that happened. So sometimes, just once in a while, not all the time. I don't have time for that really. But I just, like go into his messages, just to see what he's talking about. And sometimes you say, oh, this is you hear you see his friends say, oh, this is what my mom did, even if most of them are white friends, this is what my mom did. And then the black one that they are close, those two people, they are wonderful people. Like on Friday, they were going to go out to watch whatever it is that they were watching with other friends. And one of them said, the mom asked, okay, can you give me uh his mom's number? And she said, oh, he doesn't know his mom's number. And then I asked him, why would you say that? He said, oh, because I know that you will not allow me. After 2 hours, you start calling, say, come, I'm coming to pick you right now. So that day I was just like, okay, it's fine. You can stay as much as long as you guys, are doing something awesome. Okay. So what's that one thing you like to say to me? Or maybe parents that are like that? Or your parents, or parents in our community? Go ahead. One thing, or two things, or three things you wish you could say to your parents without fear or frustration. Let's begin with Ife from the Mom and Dad's University. Let's go.
So when I ask to go out or just to go somewhere with my friends, my dad usually says no at first because I'm not 18 yet, like my brother is. And I always say like, oh, but how come he can do this and I can't? And he says, because I'm not the same age as my brother. And also because I'm a girl, So I kind of understand that, but
All right, thank you. Isn't that what what I was just talking about now? You guys are all the same, all of you. Okay, so what would you like to say to your parents or parents who are like that, like me, for example? Because I'm definitely gonna act like that too. So go ahead.
I'll just say, like, I think that sometimes it's okay to say no, but if you're saying no all the time, then your child won't want to ask you anything, and they'll just like never bother to ask you. And then that is what creates like secretive, like sneaking out and not telling your parents anything. And yeah.
Hey, Ife just said something just now that I want to talk about. Sneak 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 waiting. Ife, I'm not you, I'm not saying you, but I mean like for all of you here. We hear about people sneaking out. Not also, we don't sneak out in our Nigerian home. No way to sneak out at all. But yes, thank you so much for sharing that. Honestly, if that's what happened to me on Friday. I'm not gonna deny that. Okay, that's what happened to me. I've been saying no, and my son actually told me. I asked him when he came back. I said, "So why did you do that?" He said, "Because you always say no. Can you please stop saying no? Nothing is happening. We are just hanging out." So I understand you, Ife. I do. And yes, your dad is very correct. You're not 18 yet, and you're a girl. Just look at how beautiful you are. We need to protect you, baby. We need to make sure that you're doing okay outside, okay? Patrick, I can see your face. Anyway, yes, so that is not, and your daddy's girl. Come on. Daddy needs to protect you, okay? And something you just said, I think a lot of our kids do that. My sons do that a lot. How come you allow this person and you don't allow me? How come you said yes to this person and you don't say yes to me? So I'm happy because it's not just my home, it's happening. Oh, that's why it's good for us to actually have these conversations. Labiba, let's go. What's that one thing you wish you could say to your parents without fear or frustration, or even Nigerian parents who are present now on this platform?
When I'm not making, like, I'm not smiling, I have like a neutral face, doesn't mean that I'm really upset or I'm sad. I'm just thinking. It's not that I'm depressed or I'm sad. I'm just thinking. It's not anything too big, nothing too personal.
Okay. Is it all the time?
Yeah.
It's all the time, eh? Okay. All right. Parents, are you hearing? Because I don't know if it's happening in your home. Sometimes they just, me, I get, maybe not scared, but worried. Like, what's going on? They say nothing. I'm like, no, something is going on. How was the day? What happened in school? Okay, so what did Jaden say today? Oh, I mentioned his name. That's one of my son's very good friends. Okay, so what did this person say? Just trying to get to know. So we all do that, Labiba. Don't worry, it's not just your parents. Sometimes we are concerned when we see you like that, especially if you're a talkative. Are you a talkative? You talk all the time. It's not a bad word. It's someone that you talk all the time. So if you talk all the time and then all of a sudden you're quiet, that's a big one, especially when it comes to addictions. That's a very big one. All right. Tobe, you're next. Please go ahead. Talk to us. Talk to your parents and talk to us too.
I can't really think of anything.
Nala, you better think. Do you hear pidgin English? You must think. Think, oh, as I go to Patrick, think, because I know Patrick has something to say. So think before I come back. Patrick, go ahead.
Uh, for me, it's mainly dealing with like chores and stuff around the house. Cause there sometimes I don't do them on time or I just don't do them at all. And it's usually because I'm tired and swamped with schoolwork and other things. Like I'll come home and I'll immediately jump into work because I know I have soccer practice later and I have to finish this work before. Like I just got back from a tournament in Dallas and I'm like catching up on a lot of schoolwork right now. So I haven't had time to really do much of the chores that I am supposed to. And it's like sometimes they're like, "Oh, you never think about doing these chores. It's never on your mind." I was like, it is on my mind, and I do want to get to them, but sometimes I can't because there are other things I think should take priority, like my schoolwork.
Okay, let's talk about that for a bit. Priority with schoolwork and chores. And I'll need some parents to please jump in here. I like what you said, and I think that's a big one because that also happens in my home. I'm sure it happens everywhere too. Priority with chores and school work. Parents, what do you think? What comes first? Schoolwork, chores. You know the reason why? Because you're going to be in the university tomorrow and you have to make these choices yourself. If, for example, you are going to be going to the university from school, probably you go to school. Maybe you don't even go to the U of A, probably you go to U of C or something, and you are living on your own. A parent just sent me something. Sorry, that's why I laughed. You're living on your own. How do you put all of this, in place? So, parents, if you want to say something on the chat, please, because for me, you know what? I think I don't know what I think about chores first or your schoolwork first. Because you come into the house and the house is dirty. And then you say, no. I have homework. I have homework when house is dirty. What do we think about that? I want to hear what you have to say because you do a lot of sports too. So what do you think about that?
For my parents, like if I'm really busy with sports and school, they would prefer me to pick school first. Like they wouldn't like force me to do chores and then do school last. Like that's never an option.
Okay. All right. So chores first. School first
Yes.
before chores. Okay, that's good. Tobe, what about you? What do you think? Okay.
Uh,
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
question, or
Sorry, come again.
think about the question you asked.
Yeah, the chores or schoolwork first.
Uh, I would say schoolwork is
Okay.
more important than
Then the chore.
chores. Now, I'm not saying that the chores isn't something that we shouldn't pick up on and do every now and then, but um, sometimes we go through stress and um,
Mm,
sometimes we're tired and we just need rest from
mm.
other activities.
Okay. Okay, I hear you. Suliat, please go ahead. Suliat, your hand was raised. Please go ahead.
Yes, I think I put it down because I wasn't sure if you were letting the parents speak.
Yes, please go ahead. It's fine.
So, I think Patrick was right about priority, and as a parent, I do understand in this context that schoolwork will trump any other thing because timing. But I'll just say that with chores, it's also like a character building thing, and as parents, you know what I'm talking about because we've gone through it.
Yeah.
The important thing is, I don't even know if the right word is balance, because as a woman as well, I feel like balance is like dreams that was sold to us, that there's anything like balance. But for young children as well, it's important to have that conversation around the fact that these things are important. They're not either or, but then in terms of how you are prioritizing and what needs to be prioritized, let's do it this way. And that's why system comes in place. I think for anyone living in the diaspora with little to no help, systems are like is the hack how to go about it. What are the most important things to do at a particular time? There's several accounts these days, and thanks to like AI and all these tools on how to do not necessarily the chores, the physical labor of the chores, but like how to create a system that works for everybody. So if I have 30 minutes, what are the most important things to clear to give me a tidy space? For me, that's what I use in my home anyways. Like, okay, every single day of the week, these are the things I would take care of that would eventually make me have like a 1 hour Saturday instead of spending the entire weekend just trying to put the house in order. I would like 30 minutes of chores. I think it's something that parents can as well teach their kids within their own space or whatever designated chores that they have. Like, okay, for 20 minutes and you need to like tidy up your room, I think the first thing you should do is take out the trash, lay the bed, and put everything in their place. You don't have to scrub and mop. I don't know if that makes sense. So that gives a sense of, yes, I'm prioritizing my chores, but it's not taking it's not, I'm not I'm not deprioritizing schoolwork. Another thing it does and works for everyone is the minute you start to do these things, it's like a building block. You find out that maybe it should take you 20 minutes. Before you know it, once you create a system, in like half of that time, you're done and you can add more. you can add more. And same with kids as well. I mean, I don't have older kids, so I don't know the dynamics, but I know that systems and just thinking about it, like cleaning is not a one-day thing, it's an everyday. And if you're even someone who doesn't like to do everything at once, you could break it down to morning, afternoon, and evening, or morning and evening. What would I tackle in the morning? I'll probably tackle the living room in the morning or the kitchen in the evening, that kind of mental picture. So same thing, you could apply that system with young children as well. Because give or take, academics is important, but that character building, ability to take care of yourself, because again, I don't even, well, I'm no longer a young adult, but for me as an older person, if I have clutter, I can't even do much. So it's like, it's that thing where you feel, oh, I have to do work, but you don't have the mental clarity because you have clutter. But you keep feeling, I can't get to the clutter because I have schoolwork, but you're just, unproductive. Yes, there is. I'm having a conversation. So yeah, that's just my contribution.
Right. Thank you so much for that. I totally agree with that. Yeah, our mom's university. Go ahead, Olushaya.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, I think the conversation is around the idea of which one comes first, chores or schoolwork or whatever it is that the children are doing. And I think the most important thing is flexibility, which is where a lot of children have issues when it comes to parents and insisting on certain things. That's where I think the issues are really. And I say that because there have been times in my life, personally as an adult, who does a lot of things, where I feel like this is something that I need to prioritize in this moment because it's more important and I let other things lie low. Right. So for example, I have older kids. So I'm using my children as an example. Sometimes my daughter is on the call. Ife is on the call. She goes to school in the morning and sometimes she has extracurricular. She does all of this and she comes home 9 o'clock. She has a test the next day, or she has an exam the next day. Am I going to tell her, oh, don't study well because you have to do your chores? You see what I mean? So in those circumstances, we step in and be like, I don't even say do your chores, I just do it. But the bottom line is they know what to do. They know how to do it. They've been taught to be responsible. And so when the opportunity comes for us to be flexible, then we are flexible because we understand. Even as an adult, sometimes where I could have a pile of laundry to do, I'm like, I'm not doing the laundry today because there's something more pressing, something more important for me to do. And that's about prioritizing and based on life seasons. So I think that the most important thing is just understand that, okay, have we taught them to be responsible? If we have taught them to be responsible, can we be flexible when we need to be flexible to let them, focus on certain things? Sometimes I look at this kid, I'm like, my goodness, the number of things that they have to actually face. Talk of mental load, talk of physical activities, schoolwork, so many things that they have to navigate this time. And I'm like, children are doing a lot. Can we cut them some slack sometimes? Can we let them breathe a little bit? And just be the adults who's helping them carry things when they can't carry everything. And I think that that's what sometimes looks like support for children, knowing that our parents have our backs all the time, even when we are struggling, whatever that looks like, that we don't insist and say, well, we're going to do your chores anyway. And just say, it's okay to leave it today. I know you're tired. I know you've gone the whole day. I know it's stressful for you. Sometimes they have competitions the whole weekend, things like that. Because maybe because I'm an athlete mom, and it's been like that for really practically all our lives. Sometimes they're having games every single day of the week. And it's a lot. It's a lot to combine with schoolwork, with test assignments. And then we can say, well, what is more important in this moment is that you get a good grade as opposed to letting you go and do this chore that is going to take away from your extra study time. So I think that's where the balance is for me.
All right. Thank you so much. That's the founder of our Mom's University. She's always very amazing when it comes to parenting. All right, Nimi, I saw your message. Okay. I see. Let me just read some things that are here because I have one not last question, but let's talk about social media. And I'll really, really Sylvia, do you still want to say something? Because your hand is up.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for the contribution, but there's something that just struck me as she talked about flexibility as well, and just being a Nigerian that has now moved is for kids as well to teach them or show model rest in our daily life, because we didn't grow up with a very good example of parents or moms that were well rested, and I think rest is important. So yes, Shaye, right, was spot on about being flexible, supporting the kids, but also modeling like, okay, you can, when you need a break, how to take a break, all of those things are quite as important as, every other thing. So that was just it. Did you lost me? I don't know. Can
Oh,
anybody?
sorry, I was muted. Sorry, I was muted. Thank you so much, Juliet. No, we didn't lost you. We heard you 100%. Okay, let's talk about social media. We have just few minutes to go before the end of the meeting. But before then, I just want to ask us to please, we have our post forms. Please, if you want to, please just click on the link and help us so that we can know what to do next and better for our meetings. Oh, someone just sent a message, sorry. Okay, all right, it's fine. Let's talk about social media, guys. How many of us are on social media? 1, 2, 3, good. Ife, you uncle? Not on social media yet? Not yet, okay.
No,
Nadia. Okay, Nadia, if you want to say something, please go ahead. Nadia. Anything? Okay. Nimi, why's your hand up? Were you answering my question, or you want to ask a question? No? Okay. Now let's talk about social media, should I say management? Guys, at what age do you think that we as parents should give you a phone so you can be on social media? And I want you to please just be very truthful with us, you know? I would also want to know how it affects you, because we've heard a lot of things. We've seen the research. They've told us this is how it works. But sometimes when you talk to your kids, they'll tell you, no, it doesn't work for me like that, blah blah blah. And all that. So for those of you on social media, or maybe you're not just there, you just scroll past. Tell us, how has it been so far? Do you think that it's okay? Let's start with what age. At what age do you really think that parents in this community should allow their kids be on social media? So those of you on social media, Labiba, Patrick, and Toby, please go ahead. Let's start with.
I think when they're old enough to use it responsibly, like to self-regulate how much time they spend on it. I will admit that I'm not too good at that right now. Like I try to, but sometimes I spend too much time. I know that. So it's also helpful when they help you. They also help you self-regulate. So yeah, I would say when they're old enough to do partially self-regulate themselves, and if they need extra help self-regulating, then you can step in.
Have you guys noticed that Patrick has always talked about parents guiding their kids? I like that. I like what you just said now, that the parents should be able to help you self-regulate. And you know what? I don't want you to feel judged. I need you to know that it's not just you. We also have to self-regulate ourselves when it comes to social media. Everybody has to. Sometimes you just take a phone, I'm like, okay, let me just check something. Maybe someone asks you a question. I'm like, I don't want to be on social media right now, but it's. I know you sent it to me on Instagram. Let me just check. And before you know it, 30 minutes is gone, 1 hour is gone. So it's not just you. So thank you so much for being vulnerable right there. Tobe, what about you? What do you think?
I would say they should get one at an age where um they are really responsible and are
Hmm.
able to take care of um take rather take control of the things that are going on around them, and make sure that they're not mainly focusing on one thing, and they can keep different priorities on other activities.
You know what? Thank you for that question. I want the five of you to tell me what's the meaning of responsibility? Yeah. Tell us, what is responsible? How, because you just block everywhere. Tobe just said when they are responsible. How do we define responsibility? Tobe, let's start with you and then we'll go around.
Responsibility is having the awareness to take care of your surroundings and um I guess take control of what you plan on doing and making it happen.
I like that. What you plan on doing and making it happen. What does responsibility look like for you, Ife? Ife, are you there? Is it me that's frozen? Ife, can you hear me? Yeah. What does responsibility look like for you? Or what does it mean to you? Tell us as parents.
Wait, how does responsibility look like?
Yeah.
Like taking responsibility for your actions? Or
Okay, I like that one. Yeah. But when it comes to social media right now, because Tobe just said the person has to be responsible for us to allow them get into social media. So how do we know that this child is responsible?
I feel like if you can tell that your child has like matured to a certain point or like through their actions, then you should be able to like, yeah.
I like that one. Yeah. Labiba, what about you? What do you think?
When they're like aware of their surroundings and the situation that they're in, they're able to take themselves out of those situations and just being conscious and mindful of other people.
I like that one. Thank you. Patrick, did you say something about that already? Okay, go ahead.
Responsibility, I would say, is knowing what needs to be done and being mature enough to take the necessary steps to complete it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So at what age, Labiba, do you think social media, we should allow our kids on social media?
Uh, like sometime like around high school, like the middle near the end kind of area when there's like you've had like a lot of experience throughout your years, you know how to respond to different situations, that type of age.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, let me go ahead.
I think maybe when your kids would start staying after school for things like after school if they have to work on projects with classmates, they should probably have a phone like maybe grade 6 or like when they're starting junior high.
That's why you should have social media. Hi. All right, Suliat, go ahead. Thank you. I wanted to tell Nimi something, but let's Suliat still go ahead.
Yes, that was a Nimi, you put us on the spot. But I think just from somebody who works on social media, the most thing I would just say is many times we conflict social media with Instagram. And I guess because Instagram and TikTok in this case, because they're probably one of the biggest platforms. So I am not a kill social media person. I'm like pro social media. I work on social media, and I think it's one of those technologies that have come to stay and we have to ramp up. However, for like kids having access to social media where where they have to share, participate, like there's some social media that it's not the way Instagram and TikTok, the content is kind of different. I would say so that's first of all for as a parent, I like when Patrick said self-regulate, but what I was going to just add that you cannot self-regulate someone else because like the word self itself is like in of you. But yes, definitely knowing that someone checks and balances, that's just the long and short of it. But for parents, I think you want to look for the appropriate ones for your kids' age and maybe like your values as well, because that's important. Some might be appropriate, but they just don't align with the values you have as a family.
So what's appropriate? Example.
So there's for instance, I could the age to get onto Instagram is 13, and I think it's lower for TikTok, for instance. However, based on my family values, I probably won't let my kid. This is me in this conversation in 2025. I mean, in 2 years, who knows what's gonna happen, right? Probably be on TikTok, even if they were 13, if that makes sense, right? So finding the right one, because again, they see these things and you want to be able to frame that their reference. But I do have like a personal experience with an auntie, like my older sister now, but her kids have now grown. So that age has even changed, although it's just in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
They didn't get phones. They had a home computer. In fact, even till now, as I speak, especially for my friends in Nigeria, they still have this. I have families where they still have the home computer and everybody uses, and there are no personal mobile phones and all of these things. Because again, family value and what is important to you. Most of my community are like homeschoolers, so there's still a bit of one-on-one and a lot of close relationship, co-op kind of learning with the kids. But yeah, so age appropriate for your kids, ability to do the check and balance. The other thing is to have the conversation. Sometimes some kids gravitate towards it. I have two young children. One is like, digital savvy. She's the person that would operate my phone. I'm like, how did you find this? I can't even find it. And I have another one that is just very get me craft paper and all of that stuff. So again, if you have different kids, there's other types of technology around social media. You have the hackathons, you have some of this other like social media that allows your kids to play games, because that's gaming is another thing altogether, right?
Correct. Correct.
So all of this use of technologies, having that communication around what is important to you as a family, and then for the kids, I heard a lot of them say talk about responsibilities. Sitting down here and looking back and looking forward, even I as an adult, I can't say I'm being responsible on social media because it's a drug. Really, literally, that's what it is.
That's
And
true. That's
you
true.
would OD, like you would we so like responsibility is not necessarily um the measure, but more around what's important to you as a person, what you like. Some people just want to be there because everybody is there. They get there and they realize, I don't even know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so it's not even my thing. However, if you're able to have that conversation with your parents around, oh, okay, these are my interests and these I think I want to join a social media or like whatever, you might be fortunate to find ones that are appropriate for your interest. So I don't demonize it. So I was giving an example of my nieces that didn't get onto freshman until they got to college, I guess. I mean, I don't know, their first year of uni. And I mean, they're okay. Whatever they missed out in the first
They
17,
will be okay.
they caught up really nicely. Caught up really nicely. But I think one of the things I noticed with them amongst like their peers is they're not really the trendy ones. So like sometimes they're like something is happening, they're really oblivious of several things. And I think that's bliss because sometimes even my lingo, I'm like, where did I
Agreed.
get it from? I'm like, maybe just scrolling on Instagram and I've picked up somebody's language that not even mine. And I didn't even understand the context. I don't even understand the context. So I want to also encourage other kids listening that if you don't have access, honestly, you can catch up. And you're not missing out. You're not missing out at all. And if you do have access, it's important, especially for Patrick that mentioned self-regulation, thumbs up to you, is to always sit down to do that thing around what are my values and what's important to me as I'm here. Because as I said, it's an attention. And it is designed to suck us in, all of us, both the responsible and irresponsible ones.
That's so
Designed to
correct.
suck us up, suck us in. And every day, as my friend would say, I put my hand on my chest and I say, I am not doing this again. So yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. I have one more question and then we are out of here tonight. But before then, I want to ask to please help us fill our evaluation form, and it's right there on the screen. Every parent, please. We want to know what are the topics that you want us to bring to your screens. Now we'll be talking about parents, 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 parents. I want to ask the five of you, what's that one thing that you think that you could do to better understand your parents? So all this while, yeah, exactly. All this while we've been asking, how do we understand you? How do we understand you? How do we understand you? So now talk to yourselves and also tell us, so I can go tell my sons too. What's that one thing? Or what is that? What could you do better to understand your parents? Let me put it that way. what could you do or what can you do better to understand us? Please. And I think this is a question that I'm going to put up on the edits. What's that one thing that you can do to understand us? Everything you've been saying for the past 1 hour and 38 minutes, you've been asking us to understand you, to come into your world, to understand how you're feeling, to understand the pressure. You have told us what you want us to do that will make you good. But guess what? We have feelings too. Yeah, we do have feelings. Sometimes some parents cry on their beds because they don't know what to do. And that's one of the reasons for this meeting. Your parents are in church praying. Those that go to mosques, they're in mosques praying. They're asking other parents, how are you doing it? Because I am oblivious right now. This is what my son is doing. This is what my daughter is doing. I am tired. I have talked from morning till night. She still keeps doing the same thing over and over again. He's also doing the same thing over and over again. What can I do? Do you know that there are parents who go from one parenting class to the next, asking their friends when they even go to parties? You see them always on phone saying, see you, see you, see you. When you come in, you hear them, they keep quiet because they don't want you to know that they're talking about them. So we have feelings too. We were once kids too. Patrick, I was once 16 years old. Oh, you're 15 right now, 14 or yeah. I was once 15 years old. Nimi, I was once, how old are you? 10 years, 11 years? Yeah, see, I know everybody's age. So how can you understand us better? Tell us. Tell us today. So I was teaching some kids about 9, 10, 11, one day. I was just telling them that, sometimes your parents cry because of you. And they were like, what? Really? What? And I'm like, yeah, some of them cry because of you. So a lot of them felt so bad that day. You could see all their countenance, it dropped, and whether you like it or not, it's the truth. So tell us, what is one thing that you could do to better understand your parents? Let's start with who wants to go first. Let me not call names. Who wants to go first? Patrick, let's start with you. What's that one thing you could do to better understand your parents? So maybe your mom is always, I'm not saying your mom is shouting, but maybe your mom is always shouting, your mom is always lecturing according to some of you, they turn it into a learning moment, blah, blah, and all that. What's that one thing or two or three things that you can do to better understand your parents?
Try to better understand where they're coming from, I would say. Like, they were raised a certain way, and they're not trying to stop you from doing this or that. They're trying to help you do what they know works. Like,
Mm,
because they are where they are now, they know how they got there, and they're trying to help you follow that path so that you at least turn out the same way they did as good people.
mm. I like that. I like that. Ife, what do you think?
Basically what Patrick said, like basically just try to understand like where they're coming from.
Basically understand where they're trying, where we try to understand where they're coming from. Okay, just summarizing what Patrick said. Labiba, what about you?
Understanding that everything they're saying to you isn't necessarily a personal attack on you. It's just to help you grow as a person and get better and reflect on your actions.
I like that. I wish a lot of teenagers were here, or even children, maybe preteens too, to hear what you guys are saying. So much wisdom right there. Tobe, what about you?
I would say try to understand their point of view and um why they do things like um for doing like try to understand why they're doing things and um also like have open conversations with them, talk openly about thoughts or feelings, um and also understand the fact of and also understand that they're doing things to protect us because um they have technically lived full lives before we were born, and they want to avoid they want to keep us away from mistakes that they might have done when they were younger, or um and things like that. I think you're muted.
Oh, I said thank you. That's what I tell my sons too. Thank you so much. Nimi, go ahead.
I think that we should try to put ourselves in their shoes and understand what they're trying to say to us, and how we should try and take their information and just try to connect with them and understand what they're saying.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That's all the questions I have for you, but I have one more last thing for you to do before you go. This is what you're going to do. The first thing you're going to do, you're going to act and say what your mom or dad says when they're angry. And number two, you're going to act like your mom or dad when they're happy and say what they normally say. When they are sad, angry, or maybe not angry, maybe angry, yeah. Or maybe they're trying in a learning moment. What's that one thing that they always say? How do they, let's see the face, let's hear the tone. And also when they're happy to, let's see the face, let's hear the tone, and let's hear that thing that they always say. All right, I'm starting with Patrick because it looks like he's more excited to tell us. Okay, let's go. The rest of you, please keep thinking before you go. And parents, just get ready. If your child is on the panel, get ready. Get ready to see and hear. Let's go, Patrick. Yemi, I beg, leave us, leave our meeting alone. Okay, go ahead.
Soiree.
What does that mean? What does soiree mean?
I'm pretty sure it means mind yourself.
Oh, okay. Okay, so what about when she's happy? What about when she's happy? Are you kidding me right now? Are you seeking permission, or are you asking her what she does when she's happy?
She laughs, I guess, a lot.
Right. But at least one thing we're taking home today is show and rel, show and rel. All right. Okay, Tobe, you're next. Give us that one thing that your parents do. Mom or dad, choose anyone. Doesn't matter. Help us fill our forms, parents, please. Just few people have filled. Please help us fill our forms. Thank you. Go ahead, Tobe.
When they're happy or sad, right?
Yeah. Especially when they're maybe not sad, maybe angry, just learning
And
moment. Mm.
um, I mean, they don't really like show anger, like when they,
When
they're
they're
mostly calm about things and try to
yeah.
explain and
So
things.
when they are calm, what's that one thing that they say too?
I think I said it earlier. We're not at school to make friends, but rather to learn and succeed. And
Mm-hmm. That's good. All right. We're not here to make friends. We're here to learn and succeed. Mr. and Mrs. Okonkwo, thank you so much for that. All right, Labiba, you are next.
When they're mad, they usually like scoff really loudly, like type of noise.
Mm.
And they like kind of just motion their hand like this, like go away, get out of my front type of thing.
I trust. I know Mr. Ahmad will do that. I trust. I agree with you. I've seen him do that before. All right, thank you for sharing, Labiba.
Oh no, man.
Mr. Ahmad, Shamsa, thank you for coming. Go ahead, Nimi. Go ahead.
Okay, well, it's something my mom usually says when she is going out, but I haven't finished my chores.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, she says, If you're not in the car by the time I'm leaving, I will leave you at home and you'll serve a punishment on top of that.
You just spoke like your mom. That's how she talks. Okay, let me see. If you don't, say that again. If you don't, I think I might have to take that too.
If you don't get in the car if you're not in the car before I leave, I'll leave you and you'll serve a punishment on top of that.
I punishment on top of that. That's so good. So good. Thank you so much. Ife, don't know if Ife will give us any concise one right now. Please, Kate, go ahead, Ife. You're muted.
When my mom's mad at one person, she starts talking about them, and then slowly she starts talking about a second person, and then eventually she starts to talk about every single person. And then she starts like nitpicking every single thing that the person has done from like a week ago, and she just says everything.
Oh, Olusha, we'll meet in one corner. Olusha, why did you unmute yourself now? Why? We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
I was just joking. I was just saying all of you will collect. If one person collects, all of you must collect.
Correct. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I am super, super grateful to you, Labiba, Ife, Tobe, Patrick, and Nimi. Thank you for spending your evening with us, and also to every parent that is here on the group. I want to say a very, very big thank you to everybody. Any last words that you want to say? Thank you for coming. Any last words you want to say to us as parents? Yes, let's allow them to say some last words to us as parents. Thank you, Chicks. Labiba, any last words for us parents that came here to listen to you? Yeah.
Thank you for listening to our concerns, and hope we can have like a discussion about this, parent to child.
Thank you so much. Yes, we'll be having that. Actually, we'll be having that parent to child discussion, and we hope you would like to come back to this platform. Thank you so much, Labiba, for being so nice. All right, Ife, what about you? Any last word for us parents? I see your hand. I'll call you. I'm coming. Yeah, Ife, any last words for us?
I just want to say, like, I hope that all the parents are listening to what we had to say because it was very important. So,
all right, we are listening. I'm sure we are all listening. Thank you so much, Ife. Thank you. Ife is such an amazing athlete, track and field. Very, very, very good with that. All right, Tobe, what about you?
Thank you very much for listening to our point of view, our perspective. That's all, yeah.
Thank you, Tobe. Thank you so much for even agreeing to come. Yes, Patrick, what about you?
Thank you for having me, and thank you for listening. I hope we have been able to convince and not confuse you about all these things and how to understand us better.
All right, thank you. We are not confused, definitely. We are so, so happy, Patrick. Thank you. And we wish you success yourself and Ife, your sports endeavor. Patrick, hopefully we're able to scream when we watch you on TV in years to come and say, that's Patrick, that's my boy. All right. Nimi, what about you? Any last words for us?
Thank you for listening to our perspectives and what we had to say. I don't know.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Nimi. Yes, we have two hands up, and I can see a lot of people are saying thank you on the group. I want to please ask that you please fill our post evaluation questionnaire. We want to hear from you. Thank you for those who have filled. It's not even up to half of the people on this on the meeting right now, on the call right now. So if you want to please just take out time and just click on the link. I'll share the link again. Thank you. Please click on the link. I'll share the link again. Thank you, everybody. Yes, Chooks, your hand is up. No, I think I do what his hand was up first. Oh, Chooks, Mr. Chooks, thank you so much for coming in today. That's my friend ideal. Go ahead, Adia.
All right. First of all, I want to say thank you, Anime, for organizing this session. It was very enlightening to hear from the kids, from the children, and from the parents.
Yeah.
And I think for me, the feedback I have is for both the parents and for the children, just to know that you are not like you're not what you are going through is not unique to you. I believe that we can take that. I mean, just hearing every other child speak and just hearing other parents speak, because sometimes I know you can feel very crazy, like, why am I going through this kind of situation? So whether you're a parent or like you're a child, like, just knowing that you are not alone, like, it's not you're not crazy, or you're not going through the worst big, but I mean, we are all journeying through life together, either being the child or either being the parent, and knowing that your parent also was once a child, and you also as a child are going to become a parent. So I think we should just give yourself grace and give your parent grace, and parents also just still give your kids grace. Thank you.
Wow, that's really, really powerful. Thank you so very much. Yes, you are not alone. Please, I beg you, know that you are not alone. You heard me talk about some things that I said, oh, my son did this too, okay? Thank you so much, Dawusa, for coming in and saying that. Yes, Mr. Chuk, so good to see you. Thank you for coming. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Onome. Thanks for the great job you're doing. And of course, your different moderators at the different sessions. And thanks, teens, for coming, being sincere. We appreciate that. We are listening. We heard you. We are listening. And even at home, when it appears as if we're not listening, we are listening. So don't think, just that sometimes when we are listening, we are processing, because as one of you said, we are generations away, but we are trying more than you people are doing. We want to be able to get to your level, to be able to pass those messages. So it's important to us that you're open saying this. And for us parents, hearing this also makes us know we're not alone. As ID said, it's common. And to you kids, sometimes we do things because we want you people to be the best. We want you to excel. Some of us have done well. We are still doing well. We'll continue to grow, but we want people to be bigger, to achieve more than us, and we don't want you to make the mistakes we've made. It's painful for a parent to be available, and the child will go through the same, valleys. And so what you can learn from my experience is pick them. That's also a good way to learn. Don't wait to experience that challenge or so. Learn things from us. If we behave somehow, always remember, these are African parents, we are trying to align, but we appreciate you so much. Thanks, Onome. Thanks to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Chooks. Really, really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Okay, yes, let's hear from our Moms University, Olusheye Ashiru. Thank you, Mr. Chooks.
Honestly, I just wanted to say well done and thank you to all the parents. Sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit for the amazing work that we're doing. We hear all these things and it feels like, oh, am I really doing a great job as a parent? Just earlier today, my daughter and I were just having a conversation. She was talking about how she was overhearing some children in the bathroom of school talking about how the girl was like, I'm done. I feel like I don't know what to do. I have nowhere to go. My dad is always hitting all of us, hits us all the time. And one of the other children she was talking to was saying, oh, do you want to call CPS? Just so that they can take you away. And I was like, I'm not sure that's a better option, but for that child to be in that kind of situation where she feels so alone, so frustrated, nowhere to go, nowhere to run. And this is, this kind of abuse is happening in that home. But I'm looking at everybody on this call today, and I don't think we have those kinds of extremes. And that just tells me that we're doing a great job. It may look like sometimes, you have all the things where you're doubting yourself. Am I even doing a great job? Am I even raising these ones well? Am I connecting well? But just know that with what you know from where you are at, you are at least making an effort. And that for me is enough. Of course, we keep learning, we keep growing, but everybody here, as far as I'm concerned, are trying our very best. And I just want to say well done and kudos to all the parents.
Thank you so much, Olusheye, and also Ideal, Mr. Chooks. I'm super excited for what you guys are saying tonight. It's just encouraging all of us. Mr. Ahmed, go ahead, please.
So, okay. So I just wanted to say thank you for this. This is a super exciting program, and I'm glad that I listened in, and I've heard everything my daughter said. But one thing I want to say is that for every parent, the success of their child is very important, and the kids have to see it like that. I always tell my kids, I don't want anything from you as I grow old. Just be successful. Once you are successful, I am made. So most parents, 90% of parents would do things based on the fact that they want their kids to be successful. And it is true. I tell my wife every time, we were once kids. And
That's
there were a
true.
lot that we too did that we know that we shouldn't do. And I will round up with one saying in Yoruba language that says a kid or a child or a younger person can have many brand new and expensive clothes than an adult, but an adult has more rags than a kid. And the meaning of that is that they too had expensive clothes and beautiful clothes before, and they have walked through some certain parts that have turned that clothes into rags. They don't want the kids to go through that. The kids will learn their own lesson, but not make the mistakes that we made. So that's thank you very much for this, and I'm very impressed with the kids. And Onome, like you said, I think we had too many good kids, and I'm very happy that we have this many good kids. We had this many good kids being expressive and
Yeah.
talking, feeling comfortable, and they all know that even where it looks like there's a friction, they know that it's all out of love. So
Yeah.
need to keep showing more love and realize that our time is different, but life is a cycle. And a cycle, like one of the parents said, it will come to their turn. And before
Yes.
you get very old quickly. That is the truth. You grow old quickly. You don't realize how quickly you grow old. Anyway, thank you very much. I don't want to take your time, but I just wanted to put that in. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you so much, Mr. Matt. Thank you. Yes, Mrs. Ajoke, please go ahead, and then we'll be out of here. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Go ahead, Ajoke.
Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you for the session. It was so inspiring, and also to the panelists as well. And then just echo some of the sentiments that parents have shared around knowing that regardless of where we are, everybody wants to do better. We're all still kind of learning. The children are learning, the parents are learning as well, and kind of going through life. And I feel like when people leave this session, especially parents, there might be those feelings of guilt or feeling like, oh, maybe I'm not doing it, just like some of the parents have shared as well. And I think one of the things that is important to remember is that we can always start where we're at, regardless of what it look like. We can always like build bridges and kind of connect to the children and those stuff and just make the moments count. So it's not really about like adding something new to what we're doing, so to speak. It's about looking at
Right.
and saying, how can I make things better? How can I make the moments that I have with you, how can I make them count better so that we can connect? And I feel like one of the major needs that children have is just that emotional connection. They don't need us, as they've said, they don't need us to answer all their questions. We're not going to learn all the things that they know to be able to connect to them. But if we're able to say, okay, I'm learning, I don't have the answer to this question, but can we figure it out together? And just that willingness to connect, between both generations, I think is very important. But thank you, everyone. I think this was such an inspiring session.
Thank
Thanks.
you so very much, Ajoke. Really grateful. Thank you. Priska, please go ahead.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I want to appreciate everyone on this call, and most especially to you, Onome. I just want to say that for my daughter on her own, because she was on this call with me, my daughter, she's 13, turning to 14 this year.
Okay.
And for her to say, Mommy, the next time they're having this kind of meeting, send me a link. I would like to join. It's to tell you how impactful this
You're
was for her. And she filled the form, and something I told her to fill the form. And then one of the things she said, she's surprised that a lot of kids are in the same boat as hers. That's one of thing that that was a very strong one for her. So it shows that we all have similar situations, similar challenges, similar scenarios playing out, because we all have almost like similar background as parents.
Yep.
It's like we're kind of expressing the same thing to our children. And it's a good thing that we have children who are willing to express themselves, to tell us. Some of us who never had the opportunity to express ourselves to our parents. Maybe
Correct.
our parents would have done better, you know. We didn't have those opportunities like this to like tell our parents or things that we love, would have loved them to do for us, and they would have loved them to improve on, and to make the relationship more cordial, more a two-way thing, because communication is a two-way thing. You listen to your parents, and your parents also listen to you. And
Right.
so I think a forum like this is actually very important, because we are in a different environment, and we have expectations as African parents. They have expectations from us, even though we are African parents, but considering the environment that they live in, they expect us to adapt a little bit some of the ways we handle them. And so it's a learning process for us as parents also. And we should also be open to not being so rigid, you know, considering the environment that we found ourselves. So I want to say thank you, Onome, and everyone and the panelists also for being vulnerable. You know, it takes a child who is that knows who what she wants, and ability to express themselves without feeling okay being judged and stuff like that. So I want to encourage and appreciate the children for their courage to be able to talk to us as parents. And we want to say that we've heard you, and I want to say that you spoke the mind of at least you spoke the mind of my teenager here, which shows that you guys did an amazing job. So thank you very much. I had a very wonderful session, and keep doing the wonderful work. Thank you.
Thank you, Priska. We invite you and your daughter to Alberta to come celebrate and enjoy with us. Myself and Olushaya will receive you very well. Olushaya, that's a woman you need to know. Priska, that's a woman. Olushaya, you need to just contact her. Maybe just exchange your numbers.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's
So, yeah. Okay. Oh, we want to go. Okay, now, but Dane. Oh, I'm sorry. I cannot
Yeah,
pronounce. Yeah.
Dema, thank you.
Sorry, how do you
So
pronounce that?
I just wanted to find
Okay.
out more. Like, was this fully recorded? Is it going to be shared?
Yes.
How can I find out more about the foundation and
Okay.
things like that? Yeah.
All right. You know what? I'm just going to put my number on the group and then we'll chat after this, please. Please just say hello to me. Where is that? 7955. Yeah. Yeah, so we normally hold the village meeting. I'm just going to talk about that. We have series that we normally do. We have the Dear Immigrant Wives, where husbands come to talk to wives to say just the way kids are talking to us right now. And then we have the Dear Immigrant Husbands. We do that too, and we also have the Immigrant's Mom and Dad, which we just did today. So the next session will be, I think, on the Dear Immigrant Husband and Wives. That's how we do that. We do that. We try to do that every quarter of the year. But a lot of even from this evaluation I'm seeing right now, and from the ones from last year, people say, "Can you please do this instead of one quarter? Can you do it bi-weekly every 2 weeks?" We'll see how that can work. But yes, that's what we do, and that's how we do it. Thank you so much for asking. But that's my number right there on the chat. Please, I would love to talk to you. Thank you again to all my beautiful and handsome panelists, Patrick, Ife, Tobe, Nimi, and Labiba. Thank you, everybody. Have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for coming. And yes, you will get the recording to this, and we'll also do a video edit. So we'll send it to you. You can send it to your friends and say, "Hey, I was on the village meeting. Do you want to be a panelist on the village meeting? Come hear me talk about something great." So thank you, everyone. Have a fantastic week ahead of you, and see you in 3 weeks. Bye. Thank you, Ife. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Tobe. Thank you, Nimi. Thank you, Labiba. Have fun in school. Bye, everyone. Thank you, every parent, for coming, and for everyone who gave an insight. Thank you so much. Thank you. This recording is going to stop right now. Thank you, Ife. Thank you. Thank you, Nimi.